konanga wale jerere dingo jerere jerere dingo jerere jerere dingo jerere wale jerere dingo jerere.
So Monday came and went, and we've seen what Monday has been like. We're still discussing the events of Monday. Tomorrow is coming. The leadership of Azimio and those who are organizing and calling for the street protests have said it's going to happen twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays. Tomorrow is coming. We are still discussing yesterday. We'll be discussing yesterday and also discuss tomorrow with the Secretary General of the ODM party, who's also the Senator of the Nairobi City County, EDWIN SIFUNA, who's with us in the studio. EDWIN, good morning.
Good morning, and thanks for having me once again.
I
see City has welcomed with some goodies. I don't know if I can mention them. Are they sponsors?
Where's somebody peremende ba umepewa?
Nimepewa peremende hapa lakini sasa
Sweetie Muga.
Sweetie Muga.
There you go.
Asante. It was right.
His character, I couldn't.
So it's always a pleasure to be with you. You know, you are still my favorite radio studio in the whole country.
Studio station.
Studio.
Okay.
It's the best studio in Kenya. Yeah. If I get into the other issues, itakuwa controversial.
Nesawa. City. Give us the day's proverb. Still in the country of DRC.
Yes, I'm going to read it twice. One for the hour that I hadn't read it, and one for this particular hour.
Okay.
All right. Even without drum beats, the banana leaves dance. Even without drum beats, the banana leaves dance.
Say it again.
Even without drum beats, banana leaves dance.
Right. Senator, when you hear this proverb, what is your interpretation of it?
You know, I'm a politician, so the first thing that has come to my mind, you know, there are certain
Even
accusations
without
that
drum beats,
Uhuru
the
Kenyatta
banana
has
leaves
been financing our demos. I want to assure those who are saying that without those drum beats, the banana leaves will still dance. You don't need to finance anything.
Even without the support of Uhuru Kenyatta?
Even without me as a senator financing demos. Because the people of Nairobi, the people of this country are actually tired with life. They are unable to feed their families. Even if it was not Sifuna or Baba saying, come out and protest, I am telling you, these banana leaves will dance.
So even if it was not Uhuru who's supporting these demos, who's sponsoring these demos, and he'd still be demonstrating.
And actually, there is actually no proof that has been offered to show that Uhuru is financing these demos.
No denial.
And I'm asking myself, what is this finance for? Because as the Senator of Nairobi, personally, I have not seen this money, and I don't need the money. If you look at the equipment that we are using, the vehicles we are driving, they are the same ones we were using in the campaign. The sound system that we have is the same one that Baba was using in the campaigns. So all you need to do, like last time on Monday, we drive out of Chungwa House, which is just next to Kawangware. We go into Kawangware. Even the people themselves were surprised to see us there. We didn't tell them we were coming. So if you have not told people you are coming, how have you given them money? What is the money for? Secondly, as far as I remember, political parties and political movements also get financing from their membership and patrons. As a member of the Azimio coalition, it is known publicly that part of my salary is deducted to support activities of the political party. And I will tell you why, City. there is a Political Parties Act in this country, a law that is supposed to provide financing for political parties. And it provides that 0.3% of the last audited accounts is supposed to be set aside for political party activities.
Last audited accounts of the country.
Of the country, yes. And up to today's city, no government has ever complied with that particular provision of the law. In fact, as we speak right now, ODM's debt, the money you owe us as the public, is now at 10 billion Kenya shillings. 10 billion shillings. And what is interesting even more, even when they are unable to meet the 0.3% threshold set in the law, even the small amount that used to be allocated, at least by the Jubilee government, this particular financial year, they are reducing it by 500 million shillings. So you can see that there is an effort to cripple the activities of a political party. So if Uhuru Kenyatta still remains a member of Azimio, I, Sifuna, admit to be financing the activities of Azimio. It is there in my payslip, I can show you. It goes to Azimio every month. And even during these times, you see, we have a lot of things that are happening. We have to put together a very serious legal defense because cases are coming at them by the minute. We are paying for those lawyers. We are fundraising to pay for those lawyers. It is not a crime to finance political activities. It is a crime for you to finance criminal activities, you know. So anyone who's telling you, oh, this is Uhuru Kenyatta financing, first of all, I have not seen that money. Number two, I am a contributor to these activities through my salary at the PSC in Atoleo and Enda Street, and there is nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
So I am telling people, City, I think you usually find these misemos depending on who's coming and what is being discussed. But I'm saying even without the money that Sifuna gives and the other members of parliament, the banana leaves will dance because Omwami, things are bad. So
let me ask you then,
yes,
Senator, is there an organization, a structure of organizing, like
yes,
tomorrow's demos?
Yes.
Is there a way in which you're mobilizing resources?
What do you mean by resources? I've told you how we mobilize resources.
No, you haven't. I'm asking
you
now for the details.
I have told you.
Because we have, yes, you have your vehicle, you have other vehicles.
There are three sources, actually three sources of money and resources for political parties. The first one is the political parties fund, which I have told you the challenges we are facing because it has been stifled. There is every intention to kill opposition parties in this country because the ruling party, the UDA party, they will find other ways of financing them, even through public exchequer. But we don't want to go into that. There is a political parties fund.
Yeah.
There are donations by members and subscriptions by members. I, as a life member of ODM, pay 5,000 shillings every year towards my political party.
To ODM?
To ODM.
Okay.
Secondly, every single month, as an elected member of ODM, I pay 20,000 shillings. I am one member of parliament, but we have almost 100. So each one of us pays
from your salaries.
From my salary, it is deducted.
It goes to the ODM.
It goes to the ODM party.
Yes.
Yeah. Then each MCA, we have almost over 500 MCAs elected under ODM, and this is across the Azimio parties. Yeah. It's not just ODM. So that is where we get. And then donations. If you look at the Political Parties Act, it allows for donations to come from individual members of the public or individual members of a political party. That is how we finance our activities.
I get all that. So now, with the Azimio rallies,
yes,
what I'm asking is specifically, so as the leadership of Azimio,
yes,
have you sat down and now agreed that for Thursday, for example, ODM you'll contribute 1 million, Jubilee you'll put in 1 million, NAC Kenya you'll put in 2 million, Wiper you'll put 1 million, like that? Have you now agreed how you're financing Thursday?
So that don't now, have to, because
so that we know that Sifuna you'll go and
because you see, like for tomorrow, I don't know what the bill for tomorrow is. What is the bill for tomorrow? Because
so how are you mobilizing money for tomorrow?
That's what I'm saying. Money is not needed tomorrow. All we need is the people, Eric. And the only time when we have to look for resources is the after the event. You will find 10 people have been arrested. You need to pay cash bail for them. We call members of parliament. We do ad hoc karambes quickly. We just know, yes, we need there are 10 people at X police station. We need X number of lawyers. We need 100,000 shillings for cash bail. We just fundraise there. That's
so the money is not even coming from the party?
No.
So, for example, we can say
the money that goes to the party goes to support programmatic activities. The party is an institution, Latif.
Yes.
The party does not exist to plan demos.
Do demos.
The party exists for other things. For instance, right now, I am supposed to be paying rent for all the county party offices that are there. Those are programmatic manenos. We need materials.
I get all that. So the question directly.
Yes.
You're saying there is no mobilization of part of money by all the political parties.
No, we don't need money. I am telling you, all I need tomorrow, for instance, is to pop up with my car, which everybody knows. I have campaigned with it. The sound system that we have to fuel that car. We don't need a harambe to fuel my car. I can fuel my car. So all we need to do is to go to the people, like we did on Monday. When we go into Kawangware, for instance, you are telling me all those 200,000, 300,000 people were mobilized by whom? They didn't even know we were coming there. And tomorrow, you don't even know where we are going. Yeah.
Okay. As we're looking at this demo, Senator, I think the question, and it's good to hear the answer from as many people as we can to then understand what outcome is being sought after.
Yes.
We know what the demand is in terms of the mass protests will continue in this manner until certain things happen.
In fact,
the thing is to ask then, the guarantee that is still being sought after, where are you now? Going towards tomorrow.
Now, this is the last week that we will be giving notification for Maandamano, because what we have realized is that this notification serve no purpose. We understand the genesis of the development of the law on exercise of Article 37. The intention was that you give notification to police for them to be able to provide security for the protesters. But what we have realized is that the notification now has become an invitation for police to visit violence on us. You people have followed us, and I want to thank the media for braving what is essentially a very ruthless attack on people who are unarmed. You know, if you look at, for instance, all the processions we have had, we move very peacefully. Everything goes well. People are cheering you. They're happy to see you. You stop the convoy. You speak to them. Once you're done, you move forward to another place. There's another crowd waiting for you. But in that process, it took us maybe 10 minutes from the time that we left Chungwa House. And by the time we were inside Kawangware, the police were already there. They start firing at us using the water cannons for no particular reason. And in fact, when we left Chungwa House, I told the journalists, because you know you are my friends, I told them that this time around they are going to target your equipment, because you know these people want to switch off the lights, and you know very few good things happen in darkness city. So they were targeting to blast your cameras with water, and that's exactly what happened. So that first of all, when there is no accountability, because the media, your presence in these protests are saving lives. I am probably just still alive because they could see that there were cameras there shooting back. So we are saying these notifications are not serving any purpose. They were supposed to be for invitation to protect us, but they are now inviting people, the police, into our protest so that they can harm us. So going forward from next week, there is no day we are going to issue a notice for Maandamano. It will just happen spontaneously, because we have realized it doesn't make a difference. You comply with the law, you give a notification, they still, without any constitutional power, declare the thing unlawful. So what we are going to do going forward is that Maandamano will happen any day, anywhere, spontaneously, because there is no purpose of us giving this notification. Number two, where are we now? You see, at the end of the day, I have told people that it's not as if the demands by the opposition are nebulous, or you are unable to ascertain what it is that we're asking. We're asking for things that are known, and some of them are actually based on promises that were made by the current regime. So if you we have said time without number that Sifuna, as a senator of Nairobi, my salary is public. I can afford unga even if they decide to sell a packet at 1,000 shillings. So, you know, I am not doing this for myself, because I can afford unga. The people that I represent, because if I told one of these, I went to see my bishop of Nairobi, the Archbishop of the Catholic Diocese, and I told him that he probably gets the same messages I get, because, you know, when people are in distress, they seek out leaders and they seek out the leaders of the faith. But I told him I wish we could exchange our phones so that he spends a day with my phone just to read the distressing messages that we receive. We are also human beings. No, every single day you are reading 1,000 messages of people saying they have slept hungry. What do you think it does to you as a human being? You know, every single day people are telling you my children are in the house, I am unable to take them to school. So we have told this government that if you want this Maandamano to end, in fact, the Maandamano is driven by people. If it is just Sifuna and Raila walking in the streets, it's not Maandamano. So can you take away the people from us by taking away the reason why we are fighting for these people? Stand up today and announce that unga is 70 shillings, the way you promised. I will have nothing to tell the people of Nairobi. Why would I bring them to the streets? It is that simple. This is a promise he made. And by the way, they have had more than sufficient time. You remember, just a few, the promise was that immediately he puts down the Bible, he will work on the cost of living. Then he told us that in the initial days, there was some fertilizer that came from, was it Russia? He told us now this fertilizer is going to be applied on the crop currently in the field. And once we harvest this, the food prices are going to come down. That maize was already harvested. What happened when the maize was harvested? They started threatening farmers that you have to sell it at this particular price or else we are going to import GMO maize. We are the ones who stood up and said no, because we had promised that we will not import a single bag of maize until the maize in the stores of our farmers is bought. They blackmail our farmers. Right now, they are telling us about a second crop. They have brought another story of fertilizer. And you people in the media know, even today, farmers are saying that fertilizer is substandard. These people are playing games with us. Right now, Rigathi Gachagua has asked for another 6 months. Another 6 months, And for us, they always ask us, what is the alternative? Why is the opposition not giving alternatives? We have given them an alternative, a very simple one. Even if you dispute it, by the time we were going to the election, whatever the purpose of that was, I was buying unga at Naivas for 100 shillings because of the subsidy.
Okay.
Now,
you did?
Yes. And I have receipts for it. I was the senator of Nairobi.
Yeah.
I was in a campaign. I was an aspirant then.
You were a candidate.
Yes. I was buying unga because sometimes you go into campaigns and people ask you for unga. And you can ask the management of Naivas. You know, these are not things I can make up. I even have receipts for this thing. I bought unga at 100 shillings because of the subsidy.
How many times?
There were challenges. Now, I go through a packet of unga maybe once a week. Because it's just me and my 6-year-old daughter. She doesn't
you have receipts, so I'm asking.
Yeah, so the point I want to demonstrate to you is that it is possible with the application of that subsidy to bring the cost of unga down. And we are saying the subsidy doesn't have to be permanent. Because you are working on all these other programs, or you've told us you're subsidizing production. Let's wait for a crop. We can wait for 3 crops. Let's say the subsidy will be in place for 6 months. What we are saying, Eric, is that as we wait for your programs, these grand programs you have to reinvent our economy and so on and so forth, we need to eat today. I am hungry now.
So apply a
you
subsidy
can't tell
immediately.
me that I will eat in 6 months. It's not possible.
Apply a subsidy immediately.
Yes, we have given the alternative. You ask us for alternatives all the time. Apply that subsidy so that at least you assuage the condition of the people as we wait for these other grand programs to come into effect. And the problem is, even after lifting or removal of that subsidy, we don't know where that money has gone. What we are hearing is there's 800 million shillings that is being set aside to purchase cars for Musalia Mudavadi, to purchase cars for Rigathi Gachagua, and for Ruto. What we are hearing is CASs, immediately they were sworn in. In fact, we are protested. These are an unnecessary appendage. You are spending 2 billion shillings on 50 people, and yet this is money that could go to help to assuage. You see, I don't know how you people interact.
Senator, let me ask you a simple question, just based on that. Do you think that there is, from what we're seeing, because we've been told that, I mean, and this is the thing, because we now have to be able to connect the two.
Yes.
The mass action that we are seeing today, and then the probable results of that.
Yes.
We have to. And this is the thing. Will the mass action then lead to a probable result? And the question is, do you then, with what you've said now, do you then think that they don't have a desire, the government of the day does not have a desire to reduce the cost of food which Kenyans need today?
There is absolutely no desire, because desire is something you can ascertain. You can tell from the conduct and the actions of someone that there is a desire to do something about a certain problem. But look at their priorities. Even as we speak, I'm a member of the Energy Committee in the Senate. These people are trying to be clever. They have no intention of lowering the cost of living. Because we in the Energy Committee, because Kenya Power used to send us a detailed power bill. And we sat and we asked ourselves, what is the one thing on this bill, this itemized bill, if we dealt with, we would actually reduce the cost of power and assuage the situation of the people. So there was this thing called fuel cost charge, which we zeroed in as a committee. Fuel cost charge is the charge we pay for the fuel used in generation of electricity using diesel and the other, thermal sources. So we identified even the power plants. There's one in Muhoroni, there's one here in Thika, there's another one down at the coast in Kipevu. And we called the Kenya Power people to Naivasha and asked them, what would it take for you to remove just one of these fuel plants from our grid? Now, it's a very simple solution. Kenya Power know it. They told us that there is a power generation plant somewhere in Sondu. Yeah? And the problem is that this power plant has no connection to the South Nyanza side.
Which power plant? The hydroelectric?
Yes, at Sondu.
Yes, it's on the river.
And that if they do that line that connects Sondu to South Nyanza, and then they are doing another line from to connect the geothermals to the coast, we could actually take out 2 of those power plants. Now, what came as a shock is that instead of us now progressing that argument, and these people realizing that we are looking at the detailed bill, because that's what the law requires. You have a right under the Consumer Act
to scrutinize.
Not to scrutinize, to be given information for you to fully understand the product you're consuming.
Yep.
What they do, instead of us dealing with the reduction of power, they go now and hide all the charges in one lump sum so that we, the representatives of the people who have been following up on these issues, are unable to follow up on where the problem is. There is no intention. We have just had a report that now electricity is going to go up 60%. These people have no intention, They have no intention, and in fact, they have no plan. Because if there was a plan, by now, you would be able to see the plan. So what we are saying is, we cannot keep quiet. If I was elected to be a representative of the people, I will represent those people.
Mheshimiwa, when you say there is no plan,
yes,
and yet you say the activities going on,
yes,
if the activities, as you say, are not intended to better the life of the citizen,
yes,
and yet the activities going on, what plan do these activities point you towards?
No, I think there is a nefarious plan by people to enrich themselves at the expense of the public, because if you are intended on helping people, we could see those pro-people, activities. If somebody comes in and the first priority, when they were campaigning, they were saying they will start at the bottom, yeah? And the first priority was to engage with the DCI and the EACC to get the people off the hook, those who are facing criminal charges, got off the hook so that they could come then into cabinet. You hear, City, things that are so worrying, and I'm sure for people like you who have followed the democratic process in this country, that somebody sat down and drew a cabinet memo to remove parliamentary oversight in the disposal of public assets. I can assure you that is not something that is being done for the public benefit, because every time, and I've said before, every time people say, sasa wacha tuzime taa, I am telling you, my friends, you know for a fact that this is supposed to achieve nefarious ends, So what we want to do is we will continue to put these people on the spot on behalf of Mwananchi, because that's what I was elected to do. Some people, don't understand. My existence to some people is very grotesque. It doesn't make sense to them why Sifuna behaves the way that he does. But I know you need me here. You want somebody to be saying the things that I am saying. You want somebody to be making this noise, because you can't do it yourself. You know it. So we will continue to hold these people to account. And we are saying this protest if Ruto stands today and says, yes, he has returned the subsidy, even if it's for 3 months. Even if it's for 3 months.
Yep.
Let the people feel at least some relief. And then the question of reconstitution of the IEBC panel, because it's a big issue. It's a very big issue. We are saying that in a democratic process, you cannot be the person who selects the referee on your own. And I will tell you how it's on his own, because this matter came before Bunge. And there's people who say, oh, Sifuna, why don't you say these things in Bunge? We say them in Bunge. You know, the good thing is that...
Or would you say these things if you won?
Yeah?
It's on record.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's on record what you've said in Bunge.
Yes.
Let's take a break.
The proceedings in Bunge are actually live.
There. Yes.
Yesterday, I don't know if you people saw. Yesterday, we, as the minority side, brought a motion to extend the time for the sitting of the Senate so that we can debate the deteriorating, security situation in the country. Do you know what happened?
Yeah.
The majority side, because they don't want debate on this thing, it is very difficult to defend some of these things, City. They know it's wrong. The majority side voted against debate on the issue of insecurity. I was very surprised. Even people that I consider friends, people like Dansuna, the senator of Tana River, who knows that even in Tana River, there are questions of insecurity. The motion we were bringing was to discuss insecurity in the broader context. It doesn't have to be just about Maandamano. I am the senator of Nairobi. I can discuss the question of the security situation in Kibra. The senator for Kiambu can tell us about the attack on Uhuru's farm. The senator for Kisumu, it was an opportunity for us to have a conversation. Is what the police doing right? They voted. And by the way, do you know how they defeated us? Because the score was 11-11, and the Senate rules say that if there's a draw, the motion is lost. Do you know how they achieved 11? The speaker voted. The person on the chair also voted and said, no, we will not have this debate. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, this bill came to the House, the bill on the reconstitution of the IBC.
I want us to take a break. Then we go into it in detail.
Man, I'm on a roll, man.
Yeah, I can see. It's 27 minutes to 8. The Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna, who's also... what are you in the rank of Parliament?
I am also the Deputy Minority Whip.
You see?
Yes.
Yeah, you should have been able to whip more people so that you can defeat them yesterday.
I did.
Number one.
I didn't know that the Speaker was going to vote. Yeah.
Oh, you had done your math and you knew you were winning.
Correct.
Okay.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.